So, Darren and I have just arrived in a little town of Pinion in the Pyrenees, and it's our last day of riding together. We started riding in Lisbon about 6 weeks ago or so, and we've had 30 to 40 riding days together since then, and we've ridden in all sorts of conditions. So it's our last day together. In a day or so Darren heads off and I head off in the opposite direction, and it's been great. And I'd like to thank Darren for all his friendship and his technological expertise at times when I needed it, and just the general camaraderie of the trip. It's really nice being on the road with somebody that is a real friend. So thanks, Darren. I just wanted to really just summarise the bike a little bit. This is the last opportunity I have for the high technology. From now on it'll be me and my phone, so yeah, don't get your expectations up too high. So, okay, here's the bike. I've been riding it now for 6 weeks, and I've had lots of really good things to say about it, and I wouldn't change a word. So I'll quickly just run through the whole bike and have a look. So just starting off, we've got the Dynamo at the front. It's been on since the moment I got on the bike. It's been on for 6 weeks. It hasn't failed. It's thrown a brilliant light at the front, and it's also thrown the flashing light at the back, which I think is a little bit small for the job. I think probably it could be a bigger light with a bigger pulse, but people say that they can see it. So the Dynamo, it's fine. It's been on the whole time, hasn't failed. No trouble at all. The hydraulic rim brakes are sensational. The Magura brakes are soft, they're beautiful, they're true. They really do stop you well. Particularly descending, they're really soft on your hands. You don't get to the bottom with your hands aching and crampy. So the Magura brakes are great. The forks are aluminium. I'd be probably happier if they were steel, but that's personal preference. I did hear a rumour that there's going to be a titanium fork, but I'm not sure about that. The pinion system I've mentioned again and again and again, and I'm in love with the pinion system. I think it's a fantastic system. I love it. The gears, I've talked about it, I won't talk about it too much more now. The carbon drive, it's been through everything. It's been through sand, mud, rain, hail, you name it, it's been there. Soft sand, gravel, everything. And it's just, I haven't even noticed it. I haven't noticed the noise, it hasn't failed, it hasn't done anything untoward. It's just kept going and going and going. It's been fabulous. Moving back through, the lock on the back I have used. It's really handy just to flip the lock on when you go to the supermarket or something like that. From now on my own, I'll be taking much more precautions. I'll be putting different chain cable locks and so forth on the bike when it's unattended. So that's the bike. It works really well. You could jump on this bike tomorrow and ride, the Silk Road or ride from here to Beijing, no trouble at all. Complete confidence. The only couple of caveats I would have on that is that the rim brakes are fabulous, but in the wet, like all rim brakes, they lose a bit of efficiency, especially on a touring bike when you've got 100 and something kilos coming down a 8% slope. I'm a cautious descender, and I've really made sure that I've kept the bike at a really controllable speed and given myself a margin for error in case I have to stop in a hurry. That's the only caveat I would have about those brakes. I'm told that Van Nicholas are going to be putting disc brakes on this bike. It may be happening in the factory as I speak, I don't know. But I would be happy to have these bikes forever. If disc brakes turn up, that'll certainly be an improvement. The other improvement that I think could be made is the change. The change for the pinion gearing is fine in most conditions. Once you and it get wet, it's sometimes a little bit different and a little bit slippery to get the gears exactly right. So a minor comment. I'm not a designer, but perhaps the shifter could be made in a way with a few more sharp angles so that you can get a nice grip in the wet. If your hands are numb or wet, it's pretty difficult to feel your way through the gears. That aside, there's certainly no criticism of the bike. As I said, it's reliable, it's sturdy, it sits beautifully on the road. It's a silky smooth ride. The titanium just takes smoothness into the road, it smooths everything out. I'd be confident and happy to jump on this bike right now as it is and ride from here to Beijing without a moment's hesitation. So it's a top-end bike. They're not cheap, but you absolutely get your money's worth. It's a bike you can trust. So from now on, as I'm riding further north into northern Spain, northern France and on into Belgium and Holland, I'll do some little things on my phone, but there's the bike. It's a beautiful machine, it's a work of art, looks good, goes well. Thanks, and I hope you've enjoyed the few little telecasts and a few little bits and pieces we've put on Facebook and Darren's BicycleTouringPro.com website, and yeah, keep tuning in.
Well, it's the last day of cycling on our bike tour with Bike Tours Portugal. Today we're going to travel, I think, about 70 kilometers or so to the city of Sagres in the south. So it's going to be a long day. We're starting early, and here we go.